I want to start with something I posted on social media the other day. And it was sort of a meme with a modified definition of a grifter. Now, the real definition of a grifter, of course, is a person who engages in petty or small scale swindling. There are a couple of other definitions that derive from the original definition, like someone who gets money dishonestly by tricking people, someone who's a scam artist or a scammer, and so on and so forth. Pardon me. We guys all know that. Well, my definition of a grifter, let me go back to this. My definition of a grifter is based on what I've seen and heard from people in the chat and the comments, and that is, quote, a non-celebrity who commits the egregious crime of making money online and evolving their messages based on new and changing times without getting permission from the public. Obviously, that's not the real definition, right? I'm more or less trolling the haters at this point. So on its face, it may seem like I'm being facetious and maybe even a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But if you look at any number of comment sections of content creators, you will see this accusation, quote unquote, an awful lot. And really, given the attitude and the choice words of the losers that use this word ad nauseum, one would think that my definition is indeed the correct definition. But here's a simple truth about the kinds of people who throw this word around. These are people who are pissed off that they do not have the requisite drive, the knowledge, the discipline, and or the risk tolerance to make a great living by being an entrepreneur, more specifically an entrepreneurial content creator. In the current media age, we have never been as exposed to as much scrutiny, criticism, and critique in real time as we are now. Audiences these days have unprecedented access to the people on all of their smart screens. And because of this, we are subjected to a litany of critics that are, quite frankly, very difficult to ignore. Before, it was just television and movies. Actors and television pundits would get criticized, yes. But if they didn't want to see it, all they had to do was not read the newspaper or not watch the tabloid television programs that are critical of them and their acting skills. It was very easy to avoid even the harshest critics back then because critics didn't have that kind of access. But here in the YouTube age, here in the live streaming age, we get to see exactly what people think of us in real time. Now, don't mistake me here, gentlemen. I am not complaining about this because the other side of this coin is that this rapid-fire, real-time feedback is also a part of YouTube and other platforms' algorithms, more commonly known as engagement. YouTube smartly decided to monetize this engagement with the advent of the Super Chat, which has been a huge win for both YouTube and its creators. But the ugly underbelly of this engagement is that your critics now have that same unprecedented access to you, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because some of your worst critics can sometimes become some of your biggest supporters if they're being critical in good faith. But I'm not talking about fair-minded individuals. I'm not talking about people who have healthy disagreements with our stances and our talking points. No, I'm talking about clowns who call guys like me grifters because I have the audacity to make money on my knowledge and on my experience. And the main reason why these dudes feel so strongly about guys like me is because I'm just a regular guy just like them. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a movie star. I'm not a recording artist. I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just a dude who has extensive experience with women and relationship, who happens to be very good at communicating my experiences and solutions efficiently and teaching men what I've learned while also being entertaining while doing it. The funny thing is that our detractors and haters seem to think that I just woke up one day and just decided to be a content creator, turned on my camera phone, and voila, instant success. 172K subscribers, hundreds of patrons, 200 articles, 12 books, 2 studios, 4 courses. It's just like magic. I actually had some knucklehead. You guys are going to like this. I actually had some knucklehead call in and tell me that Pearl getting to 1 million subscribers was easy. Dude straight up said getting subscribers is easy. Anyone could get to 1 million. What this idiot doesn't realize is that of the 114 million channels on YouTube, less than 40,000 of them have over 1 million subs. Now, one might think 40,000 channels, that's a big number. And on its face, it is. 40K is a lot. But 40,000 is only 0.0004% of 114 million. Gentlemen, that is 4,000ths of a percent. That is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent. But this is really what these idiots think. This is why they throw shade. This is why they hate. They think that what I and other content creators do and have done is easy. They think that they can do what we do because they think it's simple and doesn't require working 70, 80, 90 plus hours a week. They think they deserve to be successful as we are because surely if Donovan can do it, so can I. Donovan's got multiple felony convictions. He's been arrested a bunch of times. He's been in trouble with the law since he's 19 years old. He simped for a wife who didn't give him any booty for 1.5 years. He rented a single mom a house while she was getting smashed out by her ex-con baby daddy. He got played by a 19-year-old with a 6-year-old kid. He got cheated on by a bunch of Vegas strippers. He's had girls lie to him. He's had girls deceive him, cheat on him. His girlfriend is way past the wall. She's damn near 50. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This dude is a loser. So in their mind, if a guy like this can have this kind of success, then surely a guy like me can, right? So when they give content creation the old college try, and they put out a couple of videos talking about how women don't care about you and why marriage is a farce and all the other talking points we talk about here, and then give up after 6 months because they don't have the following they thought they would because they didn't put in the hours or the work to improve their craft and get better, or realize that they just don't have the requisite experience with women to give men the kind of information they can actually use in the real world. They never imagined that it might be because they suck at content creation. At this point, they go into denial, and that's when they start throwing shade. It all starts in the comments section. But then they figure out they have to pay to troll me. So then they try to hit me in my comments. Then they kind of figure out that I've got a couple of staffers to read and respond to comments based on what they know about me based on their marching orders. So then they try to troll me on social media. Then they realize that I have, a couple of people who manage my social media, so I never see what they say. So what's the next step? They all start their anti-red pill channels thinking that they're going to gain a following that way, and it never, ever works out that way. Look at Kevin Ray Wilder, for example. He actually tried to start this goofy white pill revolution and didn't get anywhere. Why? Because he doesn't know how modern women really work. All this clown did was talk shit about the top guys in this community, expecting to gain this crazy following. I was actually dumb enough to give this idiot a platform by having a debate with him even after he lied and told everyone about that I canceled on our original debate. Take a look and listen.
Surprise, surprise, Donovan has dodged the debate. I sent an email yesterday to set it up. I didn't get a response from his assistant until an hour ago.
Hang on a second. When was this video? So he did this 2 hours ago. Okay.
And then I'm informed, oh, we're doing our debate in 4 hours. I was like, excuse me? Like, I didn't agree to that. We still need to schedule it. I'm not available in 4 hours, all right? I have plans.
You're not available in 4 hours, yet you're doing this, right?
I'm not just sitting there waiting to be like, oh, I can't wait till Donovan responds and then I'm immediately gonna be there to debate him on a moment's notice. No.
So it says, hello, Donovan. Kevin here. Can you guys read that okay? I know you guys are probably watching on your phones. Can you guys read this okay? Just let me know. So it says, hello, Donovan. Kevin here. Pumped for our debate. Please let me know what day and time works best for you. Okay. So Dev then forwarded the message to Heather. Let's see what she said. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is Heather. So Heather says, hello, Mr. Wilder. Apologies for the delay. Crazy busy day yesterday. Anyways, Mr. Sharpe says he's more than willing to have a debate with you. The debate will happen today, Tuesday, August 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern. He just has a couple of simple ground rules. Yeah, I do this with everybody, which he will go over with you on the air. Number one, he will try not to cut you off as long as you try not to cut him off. He understands debates can get intense, which can result in a healthy back and forth. Which means you two will cut across each other from time to time, and he is okay with that because that's the natural flow of things sometimes, right? I tell her to do all this all the time. However, he stated that he will extend the courtesy of giving you the floor and allowing you to speak your piece as long as you reciprocate the courtesy. Number two, obviously, says please stay away from agenda-driven statements designed to flag or get his channel taken down. He has had people come on and make accusations about happy people and Transformers and things of that nature in an attempt to get YouTube's attention for the purposes of getting his channel deleted when the conversation had nothing to do with any of these topics. One woman accused him of inciting violence, right? That was Lisa Faye. Then asked him, she says, I'm paraphrasing here, if one of your followers goes and pew-pews them all, and he says, Donovan Sharpe made me do it, what are you going to do then? Mr. Sharpe has never incited violence, encouraged violence, happy phobia, Transformer, being afraid of Transformers or anything like that. So he thanks you to be intellectually honest and refrain from controversial topics that could get his channel taken down. Okay. Please. Yeah. And I always tell her this. Listen, please send me any links to your social media, YouTube, website, or any other site. And Mr. Sharpe will have Devin put your links in the description. He will make sure that he mentions your social media and websites before and after the debate so that you can capitalize on the attention of the debate. Like listen, man, there's no love lost between us, but, if the kid was going to be brave enough to come on and debate me, the least I can do is put his links in the description, right? Well, listen, if you want some clout from this, I'm happy to share the spotlight. Other than that, he is looking forward to a spirited debate with you. I will send you the StreamYard link at 12:45. Now, okay, so let's see the response. Oh, okay, so he says that's too short notice. That is 4 hours from now. I can do Wednesday or the day after. Now, I remember when she asked me about this. She said, okay, no problem. I'll ask Mr. Sharpe what his availability is. He said, okay, thank you, Heather. And I told her. I gave her marching orders. So he says today is the only day he will make available for this debate. Mr. Sharpe has a content schedule to adhere to, absolutely. And this debate between you and him are what people are talking about and expecting to happen today. The YouTube algorithm favors momentum. He discussed this yesterday and accepted the challenge, so this debate needs to happen within 24 hours of yesterday's live stream. She even says you'll learn this as your channel grows, by the way. This wasn't you issued the challenge on the 29th, right? And the video was pre-recorded, which means you had even more time to prepare. That video was 2 days ago. This means you've had plenty of time to prepare to defend and substantiate your claims that he is a misogynist. If you issue a challenge for a debate, then you should already have been prepared for it. Exactly. Mr. Sharpe will not adhere to your schedule as you are the person who issued the challenge. This is why I pay Heather the big bucks, man. This is why I pay her the big bucks. He runs a content creation business, does consultations, and has other projects he is working on. If these are the screenshots he's talking about exposing people for, you're going to be disappointed. This looks all above board to me. He is not going to rearrange his content schedule to convenience you. You've had more than 48 hours to prepare for this debate, and you saw him on his live stream yesterday telling you that he is more than willing to debate you and looks forward to the challenge. That is verbal confirmation and almost 24 hours notice. Looks like she continues. You knew he gave the green light yesterday and even specified that he was going to do it today. Your schedule and unpreparedness is not his problem. I will send you the link at 12:45 as discussed earlier. Mr. Sharpe will wait for you. If you decide not to show up, he will move on to discuss a backup topic. He is prepared for today and will not address you or guste moving forward. There you go. Okay. Then he responded 3 hours ago. He said, I'm prepared to debate this at any given moment, but giving someone... So if you're prepared to debate this at any given moment, then what's the problem, Kevin? But giving someone 4 hours notice is unreasonable, and no, I was not made aware that he wanted it to be done within 24 hours of this stream. If he's serious about this, we will do it tomorrow or Thursday. Please let me know ASAP if this works. Kevin, fam, you're on my time, kiddo. Like, I'm not on your time. You say you've got shit to do, that's fine, but dude, like, I'm a content creator. I have a schedule. Yeah, shout out to Heather. She handled this perfectly. Like, dude, like, listen, you issued the challenge to me. Like, you challenged me. You white knighted for Gusta or Guste. I said, okay, I will take you up on the challenge. And now you're going to tell me that so even though you're prepared to debate this at any given moment, but then turn around and say that giving someone 4 hours notice is unreasonable? What are we talking about? If you're prepared to debate this at any given moment, then what? Like, I gave you, like, dude, I was going to give this dude an opportunity to come on and speak his piece. And whether we came to an agreement or not, I was going to put all his links in the chat. I was going to tell you guys, hey, go, listen, sub to this guy's channel if you, like, dude, like, what is this? Heather responds again. This was 3 hours ago. What's the exact time here? Oh, well. This was 10:20 a.m. She says, Mr. Wilder, you've had far more than 4 hours notice. Remember, you did this video 2 days ago. If you're prepared to debate at any moment, like he said, then 1 p.m. Eastern today should not be a problem. I will send the link at 12:45. Now this is her fault right here. This is on me. She was supposed to send the link at 12:45, but she didn't send it until 1. But okay, so she sent the link 15 minutes later than she said she would. There's the StreamYard link right there. I don't know what more this kid I don't know what more this kid wants.
Surprise, surprise, Donovan has dodged the debate. I sent an email yesterday to set it up. I didn't get a response from his assistant until an hour ago, and then I'm informed, oh, we're doing our debate in 4 hours. I was like, excuse me?
Oh, by the way, he didn't respond to Heather's email when she told him, hey, man, like, this is when it's going down.
I didn't agree to that. We still need to schedule it. I'm not available in 4 hours, all right?
Clearly you are. You're not available in 4 hours? It looks like you're available to me.
Plans.
Yeah, what plans, Kevin? What plans? Like, what are we doing here? Like, dude, Kevin, listen, if you're scared, just say you're scared, man. Like, seriously, your mouth wrote a check that you couldn't cash. You decided to challenge me to a debate. You didn't think that I would take you up on this challenge, and so you used this, 4 hours is simply not enough time, so he ran. No, you saw the email string. The screenshots, I guess he's going to use to expose. This guy is
sitting there waiting to be, I can't wait till Donovan responds, and then I'm immediately going to be there to debate him.
No, that's Kevin. Kevin, you did this video challenge 2 days ago. You did the video challenge 2 days ago. That's plenty of time to prepare. If you're going to issue a challenge to someone, you need to be prepared to defend and substantiate your claims, just like Heather said. Like, you can't say, well, wait a minute, I wasn't ready. I challenge you to a fight. All right, let's fight. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I'm not ready yet. I'm not, no. You talked all that shit. You talked all that shit about me and my dying audience and this and that. I actually, like I said, all right, listen, let's have a respectful debate. If you can prove that I hate women, hey, man, I'll lift that copyright strike. No problem. I'm a man of my word. But now he's using 4 hours is not enough notice as an excuse to back out under the guise of I backed out.
A moment's notice. No.
Not a moment's notice.
And so obviously, I was like, okay, well, hey, that's weird that they suggested do it in 4 hours.
Why is that weird? Why is that again, see, now he's being intellectually dishonest. Kevin, you issued this challenge over 2 days ago. You should be ready. You should have been ready. You didn't need any, look, like if we're keeping it all the way real, you should be ready at a moment's notice, as you said. But then you want to turn around and say 4 hours is not enough time.
So I said, all right, well, obviously I can't do that. I need more time than that. How about we reschedule for tomorrow or the next day? I get an email back. No, either this happens now or it never happens.
Right.
They literally said that. They literally said.
She literally said that. Kevin.
We do this debate in like 3 hours when I'm unavailable.
So it was 4, now it's 3 when you're not available. You issued a challenge to someone. He takes you up on the challenge. All of a sudden, you decide you're not available in 4 hours. No, Kevin's running.
Or we're never doing the debate. Dude, even for you, Donovan, This is low. This is low. It's because you're dodging me.
Yeah.
You and I both know it.
Yes.
Your audience is going to know it now, too.
Oh, yes.
Unbelievable. I have screenshots. And you left a paper trail to just expose yourself as well.
A paper trail? Like he's acting like there's a smoking gun, like I'm afraid. What is he talking about? What is this dude talking about? Like, what the? Look at this fake indignation. Like, Kevin, hold up, man. Hold up.
Stop the cap.
Like, Kevin, bruh, listen, dude. If you're scared, bruh, like if I told you guys. He did not expect me to take him up on this challenge.
The emails, I'm going to be exposing all of that in a live stream soon. This is absolutely unbelievable. And this is the exact thing, and the exact problem that I have with the griftosphere. They operate off of bad faith when they actually are willing to debate. How unreasonable is that? Oh.
What are you talking about? What is, like, that? What are we?
You have, here, sorry that I didn't respond to your email for an entire day. Here, let me email you now. Oh, by the way, we're starting in 4 hours. You good with that? No? All right.
No, that's not what happened. You emailed Dev yesterday. She forwarded it to Heather. Heather got back with you today and said, hey, we're going live at 1 o'clock. I'll send you the link. You had a problem with that, and you're using that as a reason to say that I backed out.
It's not going to happen, man. Unfucking believable. I'm going to have a stream coming up soon, because I guess I have to do this now, instead of actually debating him in person, because he's too afraid to debate me, because he knows he's going to get exposed.
Right.
I'm just going to make a stream and videos debunking his points and showing that he is, by definition, a misogynist. He's just afraid I'm going to expose him on his own stream.
Totally.
Which I will, or which I would have. But now he's pussied out, obviously.
Gotcha.
Unbelievable.
Gotcha.
Crazy. Even for you, Donovan.
Even for me. Even after that, guys, even after all of that, the dude still ran. He still ran. The dude still ran. And, you know, the thing is, the sad part about that really is that I was as courteous to him as humanly possible. Even the day of the debate, after he talked all that shit about me, I was polite to him, and I told my audience not to troll him. Take a look at this. I tell people, keep it respectful. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, like I've stated before, guys, do not go over there and troll him. Don't go over there and troll Goose Day. Don't go over there and cause a bunch of trouble. Listen, if you have a strong opinion, nothing's stopping you from going over there and voicing your opinion. But I will not tolerate any of my followers going over and harassing him, trolling him, harassing Goose Day, trolling Goose Day. They can do whatever they want. And listen, man, Kevin hasn't trolled me, at least not that I know of. So even if it doesn't matter what others do. Yes, there have been some strong statements made, but we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it respectful here at TSR Towers. And I thought we actually had a pretty good debate. But a week or so later, he does this hit piece video on me, Myron, and Rollo called Beta Male Strategies. Then this loser expected me to allow him to come on again after that? That, gentleman, and many other reasons, is why he hasn't cracked 22,000 subs yet. He tried to align himself with guys like Abba and Preach and Anthony Johnson, ardent haters of mine, and that's gotten him absolutely nowhere. But what he didn't realize was that these anti-red pill channels are a joke. All of them. They never stick around. MGTOW Dictionary, who lives with his mother in his 50s. Haven't seen him around lately, have we? Nope. Southern Israelite used to be an ardent hater of mine. Of us. This channel's gone. Anthony Johnson. The king of all black pill channels masquerading as a red pill channel. 21 convention. Canceled. And so it appears that this dumbass has finally realized that he's terrible at content creation because this idiot hasn't posted a video since May. Then there's DDJ, who calls himself, quote-unquote, Doomsday Jesus. That's him on your screen right there. This is DDJ. Go to Infamous Rifles page to see all about it. His real name is Bobby Lewis. He lives in Linwood, Washington. Dude is an overweight slob who files frivolous lawsuits who had everyone believing he was this womanizing player. Now, with the exception of Kevin Ray Wilder and Anthony Johnson, the aforementioned creators, they're actually intelligent. Quite intelligent, I might add. Say what you want about MGTOW Dictionary. The dude knows a shit, and so does DDJ. But what guys like this neglect to acknowledge is that I am the same guy on and off camera. Gentlemen, I have the receipts and the scars to verify both my failures and successes with women. These guys forget that I've already told my audience about my extensive criminal record. Not something I'm proud of, but it's not something I'm ashamed of either. I've done some fucked up things in life, and I have paid my debt to society many times over. These guys don't realize that if they somehow manage to get me taken down or canceled or deplatformed, that I've already been deplatformed by just about every platform out there. And despite the fact that my criminal record makes me unhireable at just about every company here in the US, and that I've been cheated on, lied to, and taken advantage of by more women than I can count, despite the fact that I've lost 2 YouTube channels, 2 Vimeo accounts, 3 Facebook accounts, a SoundCloud account, and even a Teachable account, despite all of that, I am now the proud owner of my 3rd successful business, having owned a small mattress chain I built from the ground up, and a modest real estate business, both of which were very successful. I'm still here. And guess what, guys? If someone were to snap their fingers and everything was taken away from me right now, my money, my subscribers, my platforms, all my toys, all my stuff, all of it, I guarantee you that in 3 years, maybe even sooner than that, I'd have it all back and then some. And it has nothing to do with looks, money, or status. None of that. Guys, I didn't come from money, okay? I was raised in a military family. My dad didn't teach me anything about life. He was weak-willed and didn't teach me a damn thing, yet I am still successful and I am still dominating life. I am a self-made man in every sense of the word. Most men cannot say the same, despite avoiding the kinds of mistakes that I was dumb enough to make in my younger years. And that's what these numbskulls are mad about. Gordon Ramsay profits from his culinary knowledge. But I can't make money based on my knowledge with dating and relationships? Gordon Ramsay went from owning restaurants to having, 165 different cooking shows. Does anyone call him a grifter for going Hollywood? Of course not. Ramsay's a celebrity, so clearly he has the right to profit from his knowledge. But me, as a regular guy, a non-celebrity, I'm not. That's not allowed. I'm a grifter. I'm a thief. I'm a scam artist if I do it. But Ramsay also started as a regular guy, gentlemen. Outside of people like Paris Hilton, most celebrities aren't born celebrities. Then there is the anti-Pearl crowd, which honestly is mostly just niggas hating on a white girl that puts more black people on than all of NiggaTube combined. The main complaint about Pearl is that she copied the Fresh and Fit model and is profiting off of the backs of men. Holy shit. I got news for you guys. Nobody owns a style. Fresh and Fit didn't copyright the format, nor are they able to. They weren't the first podcast ever to bring in modern women from the outside and discuss dating and relationships with them, and they won't be the last. There were plenty who were already doing that, but the reason they are where they are is because they're the best at it. How do we know? Look at their subs. Over 1.5 million. The market has spoken, and it's telling us that Fresh and Fit provide value. Pearl has simply replicated this formula. She saw that the formula works, she replicated it, and she is now enjoying more success. She didn't steal a formula, she simply duplicated it. Stealing is a crime. What Pearl has done is not a crime. But niggas is steady bitching and moaning about Pearl stole Fresh and Fit's model. Let me ask you guys something. Does anyone accuse Bobby Flay of stealing Emeril Lagazi's cooking competition format? No, they don't. Yes, Emeril was the first to do it, but that doesn't mean that other shows are not allowed to copy the format. Emeril showed that brand of cooking competition gets ratings. The Iron Chef copied that format, and now we have more cooking shows than we can watch. Gordon Ramsay, Wolfgang Puck, Rachel Ray, the late Anthony Bourdain, Guy Fieri, Lorena Garcia, and on and on and on. Nobody accuses those people of stealing a format. People watch because it is compelling content that educates people on the many dimensions of the culinary world. Here's another example. Did anybody accuse Ricky Lake of stealing the format from Oprah Winfrey? Did anyone accuse Jenny Jones of stealing the format from Phil Donahue? Did anyone accuse, former, sidekick Steve Willikos for stealing Jerry Springer's formula? No. Television companies saw a formula that worked and replicated it. This applies to everything. Does anyone accuse Victoria Stilwell for stealing Cesar Millan's formula? Does anyone accuse NBC for stealing the cop show formula made popular by CBS? How many cop shows do we have that are similar? How many lawyer shows do we have that are the same? How many medical shows do we have that are the same? Has anyone accused Fox for stealing the medical concept from the show ER when they rolled out Dr. House? Does anyone accuse Chevy of stealing the formula for combustible engines from Ford? The point is, gentlemen, that if people want to be successful, they look at what successful people do and they do it. Just because you did it first doesn't mean that someone else isn't allowed to copy the formula. Here's another thing. It's not easy to copy and replicate the Fresh and Fit formula. Getting women to show up in one place 3 to 4 times a week is hard. People act like you can just decide to be the next Fresh and Fit. Voila, 1.5 million subs. No. You've got to have a staff. You've got to have a producer. You've got to have a sound engineer, a camera guy, and most importantly, recruiters. I can guarantee you that both Myron and Pearl could talk forever about the frustrations and challenges that come with recruiting. Shit's not easy. If it was easy, then everyone would do it at that level, but it's not, so they don't. A while back, as most of you know, I hosted a panel show called The 7. Started out as The 6, eventually became The 7. The panel was myself, Kevin Samuels, Myron Gaines, Mr. Lucario, Solo TD84, Minister Jabba, Steve the Dean Williams. There was one episode we did entitled How to Become a High-Value Man, and during that episode, Steve and Lucario indirectly accused alpha male strategies of stealing their talking points. Their argument was, well, we did it first, so we should get the credit. And Kevin Samuels told him, look, dude, just because you're first doesn't entitle you to anything. He also said that just because you have better content doesn't mean you'll have more subscribers. He told him straight up, okay, so you said X, Y, and Z first. But when someone comes along and does what you do better than you, you can't complain. The market decides what's valuable and what's not the individual. Pearl's detractors are well within their right to criticize and scrutinize. These are good things. It keeps creators accountable and helps them to improve the quality of their content. But to use the she copied Fresh and Fit argument as a reason to dislike her, it's unnecessary. Look, man, if you don't like Pearl because you don't think it's fair that she shot past everyone seemingly overnight, then just say that. And if we're being honest, guys, that's what this is really about. All this is professional jealousy. Everyone's using all these reasons as a way to cloak their envy of her. Pearl hasn't stolen anything. Bringing on modern women and watching them make fools of themselves doesn't belong to anyone. As I stated before, stealing is a crime. But it's just time to call a spade here. Anyone who bags on Pearl for copying the Fresh and Fit model simply doesn't like her because she's a girl. And that's okay. If you don't like what Pearl's doing because she's a woman in a predominantly male space, that's fine. I don't like it when females give their opinions on the performances of male athletes. But do I watch it day after day and complain about it? No. I just don't watch. If you don't like what Pearl's doing, then don't watch. But all the lame excuses that you guys spend more time on than you should writing these essays about why you think what she is doing is somehow wrong is nothing more than an inefficient way of saying, I don't like her. If you don't like her, just say it. You don't have to explain yourself. You can dislike someone for no good reason. That doesn't make you weak, doesn't make you a bad person. But pretending you have a problem with something she's doing that's also been done by countless creators, countless television networks, countless television shows, countless producers is fucking lame. Just say, I don't like the privileged bitch, and leave it at that. But the reason you feel the need to explain yourself is because you know that your inherent disdain for her and other females in this space is unfounded. And guess what? That's okay too. You have every right to dislike someone for any reason you want. But stop lying about pretending to care about the integrity of the intellectual property rights of intangible things that simply cannot be owned. Pearl is a better content creator than most of us, and that's the bottom line. The numbers clearly bear that out. You can pretend she's terrible at what she does, but nearly 2 million people disagree with you. And that's more than enough as far as most fair-minded people are concerned. Now, a good friend of mine by the name of Jeff Duhan, who I used to do Side Hustle Saturdays with, actually had he actually had a pretty good comment about this. He said, quote, I could see using the word for someone who switches up completely to every new trend, never having had any relevant experience, posing as an expert. I 231% agree with him. Someone who poses as an expert on something they have little to no experience with after having failed at previous attempts at the same thing could be defined in some regard as a grifter. But there aren't any laws against being knowledgeable at more than one thing and making content and money from other topics. I've got a fledgling sports podcast right now. Nobody's calling me a grifter. Why? Because it hasn't taken off yet. But if it does, trust me, the haters will be coming out in full force. Here's another example, Flemlo Raps. He's got over 900k subs. He used to do video game reviews, but now his channel is focused on sports. Does anyone call him a grifter? Kevin Ray Wilder. Here's another example. Used to do fitness and weightlifting videos. Used to do them all the time. Right? Before he became, anti-red pill guy. But he doesn't apply that moniker to himself. But let me change positions on the Passport Bros and why I believe that if men want a good relationship with a wife and kids, because I have seen the degeneracy of the American woman and all of a sudden I'm a grifter for changing positions based on new, current, and changing information. In the end, guys, most people who use the word grifter are fucking losers. That's all there is to it. They call us grifters to cope with the fact that they don't have the chops to hang their own shingle in a highly competitive content creation field. It burns them the fuck up that a guy who has the same access to all the tools available to start a successful channel just does it better than they do. Most people don't have what it takes to be successful at this. Hell, only 10% of all YouTube channels are monetized and a part of the YouTube Partner Program. That's right, guys. You've got a 10% chance to get monetized on YouTube. But the haters don't see it that way. They see content creation like modern women see the top 10% of men. They assume that every channel is worthy of being monetized, and that every channel provides value and education and entertainment. But the hard truth is that most channels aren't monetizable because most channels just don't have the stats or the metrics. Yes, I'm aware that Rolo called Pearl a grifter, and yes, Rolo is aware that I disagree with him. So you guys can miss me with that wannabe friendly fire starter. So you haters out there, continue to hurl insults at us, continue to call us all kinds of names. All you're doing is increasing our engagement, which helps us in the algorithm. And if I'm being honest, haters are every bit as beneficial to us than our fans are. But haters are too fucking stupid to realize that by writing these 3,000 word soliloquies on why we're thieves and grifters, they're actually helping us. So thank you, you fucking losers. Thank you for adding fuel to the fire. Just understand that your silly comments have no negative effect on our lives whatsoever. I could read 1,000 negative comments a day, but that doesn't change the fact that I still live an awesome fucking life and you don't. But if there is ever a time you want to actually get out of your feelings and absorb what I have to say, I will welcome you with open arms, and that is the memo.